deixa que eu dou uma
Please.
rapidinho. Okay. I don't know if it's already
You're the
on.
host.
Okay, we are on. Don't see anything here. So yeah, we are on. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, we are live here from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, with Adriana Conde and Grandmaster Flavio Behring for some conversation here in English for our foreign families. We have a lot of students worldwide. We have a lot of friends worldwide, and most of the time we speak in Portuguese. Nobody have a chance to understand what we're talking about, and unfortunately, we don't have subtitles automatically. What I think will be, I don't know. I find some way to do it, but probably gonna after this craziness with this coronavirus, there's one tool probably gonna be launched. You speak in your language and subtitles appear in someone else there in their language, which is going to be great for communication. Okay, but fortunately, right now we three speak English, and I hope you guys learn some Portuguese to communicate with us as well in our language, because we put a lot of effort to make it happen. That wasn't that easy. But Master Flavio Behring, born 1937, is a grandmaster in Jiu-Jitsu. They work in his lifetime, big part of his lifetime as a publicitary, a marketing man for big companies, a big journal, newspaper in Brazil, and was responsible to bring the triathlon to Brazil.
Really?
Organize how many marathons in Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo did you organize?
I don't know how many. I don't know, but
I think for 8 or 9 years.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I was working with him there. I had a chance to coordinate a marathon in Rio de Janeiro. Sometimes I coordinated for some areas, and one day I was directing the marathon, and that was 9,000 people. I remember that was a big deal for me, but I did my job. And unfortunately, that day we lost a friend there who died. Remember, and he was the last guy in the run, and I had him on my hands dying in the ambulance going to the hospital. So it was a pretty tough time. But I know good memories about the work there. But yeah. Okay. Adriana, I have to say something here.
First of all, good afternoon. Good afternoon. For those who are in Brazil, good night and good morning, wherever you are, guys. So I'm going to start by... be welcome to our chat. And first of all, I'm going to say that I think the majority here that is listening us already know the Grandmaster Flavio Behring. In fact, already know these two incredible guys, these two incredible masters. But for those who haven't had the pleasure and the honor of meeting and knowing these two guys, I'm going to let them tell their stories by themselves. So I'll pass the word to you.
Okay. So Grandmaster Flavio Behring.
Yes, sir.
For our meeting today here, I think a lot of people will interact. So I think it would be good if you open the chat here on your phone to check the...
You can put there.
Chat. But the chat just between us here. So at the on YouTube page, people are going to be interacting with us. Any questions you guys have sent to us, we're going to filter here the good questions to ask to Grandmaster anytime, or you can ask for me as well. Grandmaster Flavio, after this presentation, I know a lot of people, most people that are going to watch us, they already know who we are. But I have one question for this time here, and I want to hear that from you. It's a tough time for everyone in the world, tough decisions, people having difficulty to have a solid position without lose the political correct point of view, which I think is becoming a big mass worldwide. But what the question is, a guy like you who was a no, not this. Yeah,
this is
no.
Our link.
No link. No. You open YouTube and open our page. This there.
Okay.
Is that you're gonna go to our...
Okay, sorry.
So 82 years old. Sorry to tell everyone your age.
No
Guy
problem.
who was, in his life, he's still a monster. He just challenged me yesterday, so I'm not gonna make the same mistake today. He's still a monster, but in his lifetime was a very strong guy, always, and fighter, a professor, a master, and now find himself locked at home as vulnerable, as a risk, as a group of risk. How do you feel like that? What are you doing your day by day to go through this tough times? What's your routine, your mindset?
Okay, so first of all, I welcome everyone that's watching us. I just saw the person from France. He was asking me about the link, and he's on now, Alex Stoneman. Okay, but anyway, next time we're gonna change places. Okay, I want to be aside of Adriana.
Thank you.
Okay,
I didn't.
I want to be there instead of you. You move to another place, and I'll be there.
You
Oh
know,
boy,
you're in the
that's a
better
privilege.
place. You're in the heart, so
Okay, so that's
couldn't
good.
be better than this, man. You
No, yeah, that's it better, better. All
I'm a
right.
huge fan of yours.
the
You
very
know
top,
that.
the very top. There's yours.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Adriana, thank you. Okay, so you asking me how I'm dealing with the quarantine. Man, it's just a matter of having some kind of experience ahead of my life. Most of the time when I travel around the world, most of the time I'm alone. I know how to be alone. I know how to be locked in a place waiting for something. I like to be. I know how to be locked on an airplane for hours and hours traveling, and no chance to do anything. When the plane starts shaking, many persons get worried about what's going to happen. Me, I just lay down and sleep because nothing can be done. It's like nowadays, what's going on? Nothing can be done. We have to keep our mind clear, knowing that the risk group, we cannot go out for anything. So if I have anything to do on the street, I ask someone to do that for me because I don't want to be a part of a risk, or I don't want to be, let's say, being an example to other person of my age doing the same thing. I think a person of my age should stay at home. Now, one thing that I feel that's I have a routine every day that makes me keep me occupied. Okay, so the first thing I do in the morning it's having my special my vegan breakfast. I do my breakfast. Nobody touches it. Okay, it's a fantastic one. It's
What what
very
what
good.
what do you usually have as a breakfast?
Oh, first it's no gluten bread, a toast. Okay, a tea, a jasmine tea, and a tofu pasta that I do. I mix some ingredients on my tofu, and it tastes so fantastic. So that is I start the morning with some good things and getting in inside of me. But more than this, as Frank Sinatra used to say, but more than this is that I have my mind clear that this is part of a long day that I have to fill with good things. After my lunch, my breakfast, I exercise myself. I do exercise, different ways of exercise. As I had so many injuries on my joints, I have to be careful not doing things that I may hurt myself. Okay? Remember, Flavio, you cannot go to a doctor. So behave yourself and do exactly what. So I work out with some exercise, that makes me feel absolutely fantastic. As our muscles has a good memory, so my muscles recover and realize that I am on again. I am okay. So, and I feel absolutely fantastic. And after that, I do what I love to do. I go to my kitchen and I start cooking. I start doing a lot of things, but I don't cut a potato. I don't cut any piece of food. Or I don't treat it just to be cooked. I treat it with something as alive and is going to supply me with all the things I need to be in a good shape, good health. So I talk to the food. I don't just cut it. Okay, I I ask the food, may I do it? Come on, let me do this. It's gonna be good for you, good for me, because we are already on the same track. So let's do it. So that's
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 true. I saw
that's
that in person. I have this honor.
So
yeah.
let me ask one question that came to my mind, and I
Mm.
know you're man. That's great. But before I ask you about the history, of how you became vegan, that one I ask you one question. Remind me, your father, my grandfather Sylvio Behring, um, Grandpa Sylvio was the one cooking his food, and back in the 80s when I started to go for lunch at his home because I had to go to university after teaching in the morning at Master Alva's Club. I was once a week I was lunching at my grandfather's um, home, and his refrigerator had nothing inside. He every day go down, buy his food, go back home, cook his food, and nothing left the next day. So his way to do this cooking was exactly like that. When he start to tell me what you're doing, the way you're doing, I remember Master grandfather Sylvio going to the kitchen and spend a long time just cook for me. And remember, he cooks and brings to the table. I'm not kidding. And you remember that big things of
Portions.
big portions of everything. No meat, no meat. It was soy meat. I remember that time, but he was a vegetarian, not vegan.
Yeah.
My grandfather was vegetarian. He had some eggs with
But you're a
the
vegan, right?
he's vegan. My father's
Yeah.
vegan.
I'm vegan.
My grandfather was vegetarian at that time.
Yeah.
But that portions with a lot of food, I had to eat all. And it was funny because when I looked at the food, I said, man, I'm not going to eat all this to go to university. From here, I had to go to university, take 3 buses to go to university. And then I had to go back to train at night before I go back home. So, it was impressive because I finished to eat that. I was feeling full, go to take a nap for 30 minutes. When I wake up, perfect, 100%. So I remember that. Thank you. That to make me remember that time with grandfather, and that was great times. And now I can see you like that, like exactly like him. But
Yeah.
tell everyone
But
here, how
but
that
that's
happened
funny.
to you?
Let me say something about my father. It
Okay.
was funny because about 60 years ago, he used to eat things that nowadays is everybody is looking for.
Yes.
Like what?
So it's
Nuts.
like taking lemon in the morning, the first thing in the morning. So now everybody, oh, lemon's good. Yeah, he knew that 60 years ago or more than this. So it's and uh, and he loved to cook. I think I learned that with him, but I never remembered. I am now that you're talking about. That's it. The way he treated the food he was gonna be eating was so nice, was so good that the food comes inside of you as to not just to feed you, but to give you energy, to give you life.
Yeah, excellent. And also, he was a very good friend of Master Helio, Master Carlos as well. Huh?
Yeah, that's right. That's a long time, long
How that
time.
happened? How they met each other? How that happened?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know because the first time he took me to Grandmaster Eddie Grace's house. I was 10 years old. That was the first time I saw them together. But they were friends because my father was a journalist, and he used to work on a big newspaper in Rio. And
Is okay. Things a connection there.
on the
Can you hear
So
us?
can you hear
okay,
us?
they a big star. And so yes, sir.
Master, we
Okay.
lost some words.
We lost
No,
some words.
sometimes get out. No voice.
No problem. Come back.
What's going on?
Okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. We can hear you, but we lost a little part of what we're saying.
Yeah. So I go again?
Yes.
Can you rewind?
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, okay. So you're asking about how my father met Carlos and Eddie Gracie. As I was saying, I don't know exactly when, but my father was a journalist, so he and Carlos and Elio was a star, was a newspaper star. So he was always, and Carlos was always in contact with journalists and newspapers to to spread all his ideas, jiu-jitsu ideas, and fights and challenges. So probably my first contact was through him, and for me that was a moment. I knew that he knew a person called Elio Gracie. So it was the first step.
So
But yes, come on.
no, I remember my grandfather was just a little my size. I was more his size than yours. Marcelo was stronger than me, 10 kilos heavier than me, but I was more like the size of my grandfather. And but he was a very strong man. I remember he was mashing top from pop.
Bottle,
Remember, it
yes.
was
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
put it inside his fingers like this and smash it.
Yeah.
He could hold a broom, put the tip of the broom here in his fingers and put
Yeah.
horizontal like this, and he ripped the yellow pages that you did it as well. A
Yeah, I
lot.
did it, yes.
Seen
Yeah.
you did that. But I remember, and then you got to tell me right now. I remember you challenging him for arm wrestling,
Yeah.
and he beating you, even when he was very.
All the time.
I'm gonna find some
All the time.
guy, but
He was
put
a
the hand
monster, strong.
no way.
Can I say
Yeah.
something?
That's
Yes.
impossible. Yes.
Master, as I prevail, people are asking for your recipes, but not for now. Whenever you want. I
A
told you.
recipe? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh boy. There's so many things. Okay, so let me say something right now because I did it today. Come on, let's go. Because it's a spinach recipe. Okay, first of all, you clean it. Have to be cleaned. Okay, so second, you dry, and then you cut raw. Okay, cut, very short cut, very short. Yeah. Then after that, you lay it a little bit to rest, and after that, you put some oil, some olive oil. You have some, for sure, some salt, some garlic, some
Special salt or
onions.
what kind of salt you use?
Himalaya red salt.
Okay.
Himalaya, yes,
Pink.
yes, sir. Okay, yeah, pink. Oh, yeah, that's right. And so then you cook it, but as you cook it, go slowly. Okay, so you may cook it very well, uniform, and after that you lay it down a little bit to rest before you start eating. And so I did it today, and it's great. And Alex Thomas from France, he just called me at the moment I was cooking, so I sent him a little video about that, and he called me Popeye. Hey, Bob.
We have a lot of guys here watching us. Let's see who is in here. That should make you know. Okay, starting from the top here. Okay, Jesse Top, Chris Mosley, Julian Baraquete, Chimi, Blaze, André Delgado, Wilson Davi, João Júnior, Adriana, Jason Parenteau from Winnipeg, Canada. Marcelo Terni is in Vancouver. So Chimi is from Puerto Rico. Wilson from São Paulo. Juliano in Cyprus. Jesse Top from Ontario, Northern Ontario. Eduardo Ortiz from Puerto Rico. Well, João Júnior, Dimitri from Belgium, Amanda from Porto Alegre,
Dimitri
Cardoso from Porto Alegre as well. Ok. Márcio Guimarães, São Paulo. Jesse Richardson. Yeah, fala inglês. Ele started to speak some Portuguese. Jesse always good in Portuguese. Jesse is from Ontario as well, from close to Toronto, born. Fiz BJJ videos, I don't know where it's coming from. Adriano Constantino.
São Paulo.
Okay, Ken Clark. Ángel Cordero, Puerto Rico. Jane Kelly, United States. Henrique Cardoso. Helene,
Francis, Alsace.
Cristiane.
No, I think she was. I don't know if she was living in Canada or she was in Canada for some.
She went there to visit one of our guys there.
Yeah.
Cristiane right. From Porto Alegre.
All professors or students?
Mark from Vancouver also. North Vancouver Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And James Patrick from Edmonton, Canada. Rogério Amado from Brazil, São Paulo. Do Barreto, West Palm Beach. Irã Ferreira from Vila Velha, Espírito Santo. Martial arts lover, hello, from Namibians. Okay, Namibia as well. Okay, Genival Ivo, just yes. Got in right now. So we have a very nice group here from all worldwide and people coming in. So the recipe, I think, the best is to do is to write it down here in the comments under our video that everybody's commenting there. You can put in, an option with a link for them to go through the link to you for the recipe. I think you can do a little page about your cooking. It would be a great idea. What do you think? People are doing videos now, making videos all the time, creating contents for fuel up everybody's time. And I know, people looking for. We had a talk today. Unfortunately, I could not open. You could go to the room, but I could not open for the public. We taped. We're going to launch this week. Grandmaster João Alberto, Grandmaster Álvaro. It was really, really good talk. And I was asking them, and one question that I asked you as well, because I'm asking for the psychological side, the psychology of teaching and learning, and Grandmaster João Alberto, for Grandmaster Álvaro, about the movement, about the difficult way to reproduce the technique properly without the partner or without the proper safe place, or for some other reason. If you're a beginner, I was asking, okay, the guy's a beginner, was not sure to do jiu-jitsu, sign in, and then now he's locked at home. First thing he's going to do, he's going to quit. Not going to come back. It took him a lot to get there. And if this guy have no idea of what he's doing there, doesn't matter what you send to him. You're going to send techniques. You're going to say, I don't know this, I don't know that. Not going to be really able to learn all that stuff. So to keep everybody interested in different levels, for very beginners, students that are training hard, looking for performance, the performance is compromised like now. We cannot do the repetition on the intensity or the requirements to make it better. But I was thinking, they answered me that as much as you give of information, visually, that was Grandmaster João Alberto, visually what you see you can learn like exactly what Grandmaster Elio Gracie did. He learned from Grandmaster Carlos, watching, looking for the movement. So the visual will help you to identify the movement. If you see a movie, you're going to remember some scenes, you're going to remember some people, you're going to remember some talks because you saw that, you watched that. So by watching videos, by looking on internet, you can learn. It's not a point that you're not going to learn, but you're not going to be able to reproduce that movement properly under the requirements that the movement for performance. But you're still learning. What do you think about that? You know what? In that moment, people is filling up their students with information. What's your opinion about that?
Well, I have a very clear opinion. I think that to teach something through internet has to be the most simple one. Okay, so the basics. So the first thing I would teach anyone through internet is: do you know how to stand up? Do you know how to move yourself? Do you know how to step forward and backwards? Do you know how to change, how to switch from a seat to stand and go back to a seat, keeping your posture and keep your movement correctly? So those points are basic. Now, as a person get used to do the basics, we may start as a giving some examples of what can be done when you have a partner, someone in facing you, a person that touch you, that hold your wrists, something like that. So those things are so simple, so natural, and so easy to understand that everyone can repeat it. For sure, it will be much better if we have opportunity to be face to face. But on those times that most of us are not going to be able to go to any place to teach, and so this is going to be for those that never did a first step, and for those that did it before, a remind. You're going to remember exactly the way you were doing, because the memory is fantastic, keeping all the small details very clear. So the what you need is to be stimulated to repeat it, to do it again. So, for example, if you are seated on the ground, how do you stand up? Okay. So as you sit in a chair, how do you move yourself? How do you stand up? How do you put yourself comfortable? So those things are the basic ones. And the techniques are just a consequence that goes step by step. It takes more time to do this than to that on, let's say, face to face, because a person we're going to be repeating moves, and but first he must understand why. So I
Exactly.
believe that the explanation has to start with: do you know why you're doing that? Now you need to know how to do it and when to apply it. So those 3 points are basics to make people understand. So the way that I think that's psychologically is a little bit different, because your reaction, you're going to be reacting in front of nothing, nobody. But you are doing something. You are
Yeah.
doing something. So you are moving yourself.
Humble times for the guys who want to show up with highlights and want to show up in the club and make sure everybody's watching them. There's a good humble time for them to have to do that on the backstage, nobody watching. It's funny.
But look, I have something new.
Say,
So yeah, okay. So I don't know exactly when, because I'm just preparing it. But I'm going to be alive, giving a chance to everyone to understand exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm going to be teaching how do you behave yourself on those times? For
Os-
sure, this is going to be directed to, for let's say, the risk group,
Okay.
basically. But it's good for everyone. It may help everyone. But for the risk group, person that are completely at home doing absolutely nothing, just watching TV or sit in front of a computer, and let's move. Let's take ourselves on a position that we can work with our body, our mind, and our behavior. So those 3 points are going to be the basic one, and I'm going to be teaching how to cook.
No, it's okay. That's exactly what I was putting here. I didn't have a question for you, but I was putting here on the line for us for next week. One live of you cooking. So we're gonna make a live for you. How will you prepare? You know, your what do you prefer, lunch
Meal.
or breakfast?
No, lunch,
Okay, so next
lunch.
week. Today is Wednesday. Next Wednesday, let's do this.
Yeah, okay.
Cooking alive, cooking.
It has to be at least 11 o'clock,
Perfect.
Brazil time.
Excellent. Excellent.
Okay.
So done, people. My friends, pay attention. Next Wednesday, 11 o'clock. Come in. You just need to tell what they have to have on hand for to be able to cook. Because you're going to be cooking, they're going to be doing the same.
Well, have a sharp knife. A sharp knife is basic.
What about the food? No.
The food. Okay.
What do you suggest for next Wednesday?
Oh, let's get let's get some sweet potatoes, some normal potatoes. What do we call it here in Brazil? English potato. Let's get some spinach. Uh, let's get some carrots, onions, garlic,
Botam tudo.
olive oil. So that's those things are basic.
And
Okay.
what's the special there?
Uh,
Himalayan salt.
oh, salt, yeah, for sure. But if you are on a cook on a kitchen, you must have a salt close to your hand. Otherwise, you're not going to be cooking.
You show
So
me a lot of different spices when I was at
spices.
home.
Uh,
Yeah.
oh yeah. I
Okay,
have.
I've never heard the names of these
okay, but I
spices.
have a suggestion. Instead, we talk about that now. You're gonna send to us for when we announce the next live we're gonna have. We're gonna put on the live there. Make sure you have these ingredients for the cooking. The Grandmaster Flavio gonna teach you. So make sure you have that on hands.
All right.
Oh,
So
Okay.
okay.
ah,
Attention, Angel Cordero. I'm gonna teach you
Yeah.
how to cook. I know you're a good cooker, but I'm gonna teach you something from my way of cooking. Okay.
I don't
Okay.
want to be a spoiler, but you have an amazing product you shared to me this morning, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't
That's
want to talk
right.
about it. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, and then I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What were the
Is yours
most,
question?
yeah,
Also?
my question, my question. What were the most exciting moments on and off the mats? Those moments
On,
with tears of your eyes.
on the mat. Oh boy.
And on and off.
Uh, Off the mats were that was very clear when I saw Silvio and I saw Marcelo competing. That was another one was after it happened. I was very emotional. Was some a soccer game in Nova Ipanema, in Brazil, in Rio, that became a big fight. Everybody was fighting. So Marcelo and me were fighting a
Everybody
month.
run from one side. You both run towards the crew, towards the group.
Yeah, and that was nice. Was very good because we could find out and show to everyone how efficient our knowledge of self-defense. So we could beat everyone. We could control everyone, and was amazing. Oh, someone broke Marcelo's head, but that was okay. This is a small detail because he was a warrior. So he was there and said, I asked him, how do you feel? I said, I'm okay. So can you see me? Yes. So let's go. So
Jesus Christ.
You know, I remember that day I went to compete my first university judo championship, and we won as a team. And I got back home with a lot of, to tell everyone. When I opened the door, shut up, man. There was a mess. Everybody, oh, come on. Come on. My gold medal, I put in the pocket and said, come on, let's talk about that. That was more exciting.
now
But
let me see something in the on the mat. Oh boy, I think was something very special for me was in 1997 when we had the first meeting here in São Paulo that I had on the mat a very special person, and she took the attention of everyone. Was my little daughter, Bia, and she was about 87. She was about oh boy,
she's
3 or 4 years, 3 or 4 years old.
before.
Yeah. So she took attention of everyone. She was wearing a kimono, pants, and and she was doing everything. So that was amazing because she was a syndrome, Down syndrome. Yes. So and she was so clever, so smart, doing everything. So that was for me a very, very, very touched moment.
And the guys who don't know, Pia passed away when she was 6. She had leukemia,
Uh-huh.
and so you lost two of your one son, one daughter.
Yeah,
That's tough, huh? How
yeah.
tough it is.
Oh boy, oh boy. It was something very difficult to handle because both of them uh, were special persons, and but on my mind and my heart, I really believed that I had a mission, accomplished the mission, their missions, and they just went to another level. And but as long as they live here with us, they did things amazing, things that helped a lot of people, that touched a lot of people, make people understand how important it is to love.
Yes.
I think for both of them were pure love. So it was very hard. But for example, when Bia passed away, it was during a week, and the weekend I had a seminar, more than 100 people waiting for me in the São Paulo interior, and I was there. I went there, and everybody said, "Man, what are you doing here? You shouldn't, man. I have to keep going because that was their wishes, or she wished for sure. Her, I'm sure that she would be here with me and bringing her love, and I'm here bringing her love and my love. So I have to be here. It was a fantastic seminar.
People don't have idea why you passed through, man. But I have some other people here that came in a little later. Rob Handley from
Rob,
Utah, Célio
yeah,
Milstone from São Paulo. I think Elisa Maipa, yeah, from Alberta. Kino from Puerto Rico. Mike Bondi from Alberta. Arashido Behring. Carolina Iquagas Dojo. Mina Coral Lopes, also from Puerto Rico. Big group in Puerto Rico. And Paulo Parente from Rio de Janeiro here, our lovely Paulinho.
Yes.
So, okay.
I'm really happy to see this. Behring family is a huge family.
Yeah,
So
just
pretty
said here,
family.
they're always here with you and with us. We can feel it. We can feel it. We know that we have more protection from them. A lot of, you know, we never. I think it's the same for you. I cannot remember with sadness.
No,
It's always.
that's right.
I'm always happy. Have their smile on my face.
Hmm.
I can have tears on my eyes, but it's not of.
Sadness.
It's not sad. It's just missing the touch and the talk. Always good to talk to them. But let's move ahead with a little more more. Okay, we have some questions here. I don't want to make predictions here or ask you about predictions because I think that's waste of time. We have no idea what's going to happen in the future or the near future or whatever. It's still not our choice. We can have a position, but we are under restrictions that people have authority are doing what they have to do. So we have to accept that. But I have one question from Henrique Cardoso here. He asked for Master Flavio, when did you start adapting Jiu-Jitsu for you and for those who are not so young as they used to be? How is this process? He's very gentle. Huh? He's Henrique
Yeah.
Aramburu. He's responsible for good work in Namibia. Was a guy that, changed his life there. Ian just came in. The third generation is here.
Okay, I may say that that was gradually because I started feeling my my injuries a long time ago. So as I start feeling that I could not do some moves with my arms, okay, moving it up and down because of my shoulder. So I decided to observe all the extension my arm could go. So that was the limit. So I found my limits, and finding my limits, I understood that that was I could do the same thing without doing as before. Another tale. So as it was step by step, was a little bit uh, nowadays. I'm feeling I have a very strong problem with my knees, and sometimes it's hard to walk, but I'm still walking because we must go on. We must go forward. I cannot so, but not walking as I did before. So this is oh boy, this my screen just turned off. Come on,
Yeah.
that's okay. Now I'm okay. And then now adjusting, and then I start understanding that jujitsu. I'm talking about my age and jujitsu as a practitioner. Jiu-Jitsu can be adjusted to everyone. It doesn't matter how strong you are, how weak you are, how big you are, how fat, how okay, it doesn't matter. So I start adjusting jiu-jitsu, and people when I teach, there are some persons come to me, how can you do that with such a so many injuries and your age? So age is not a problem. My problem are the injuries. So, but I just adapted myself. For example, in self-defense, there are many things that I'm not able to do as I used to do before. So I made adjustments, and I found out one thing fantastic, that uh, uh, the simple way is the easiest way, and for sure, it brings a chance to everyone to
Do you
do
think
it.
after so many times, so long practicing that, some things become obvious that say, come on, that's obvious, and then it's not just a discovery. It's not a something. No, this is obvious. That should be like this, and and then you think, oh, yeah. I remember. saying that if I have a black mark on my hand here, I'll be like, oh, the black mark on my forehead, because oh man, I should think about that earlier. Oh, I'm gonna just see it right now. Do you think like that? You see things become really obvious?
Yes, it is. It is. Now, for me, it's interesting. The last, let's say, last 10 years, I just found out that everything is obvious. All the things. Yeah, it's just in front of you. Just open your eyes and up your mind to understand what, and to have a chance to read it as the way it has to be, not the way you want that. Okay, so the point is that so like in self-defense, if a person attacks me, imagine this situation. I'm on the street and someone just decided to come over me and said, okay, well, let's say going to start pushing me. What the first thing I'm going to do right now? On the past was very fast, very easy. I was fast and no problem. But now I'm going to act as a movie actor. I will say, no, please don't do that. I'm too old, man. You can, and it's done. Okay.
Good strategy.
Yeah, I remember when I was talking about Sérgio Malandro, when how he go out of the thing and say in Portuguese, say então tá.
How do you say
I
that
said in
in
English.
English?
So that's it.
It's done. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. So that's it. So the guy offended you, say, okay, so
We finished the conversation for good.
that's it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Lane Binetry from Edmonton as well. Campelo Dias from San Diego, California. And Lisa Budet de Jesus, também from Puerto Rico. Ian saying that today we will start the Behring Labs in English. So good idea. Good idea. Send here the guys the time you're going to start it for people to watch it. I think it's 6 o'clock in the afternoon, Brazilian time.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Paulo Parentes asked you to, remember the time we went there with him, Grandmaster Álvaro, Grandmaster João Alberto, Grandmaster Mansur, and Fábio Oliveira.
Yeah.
We went to Grandmaster Helio's
Ranch
in the mountains, and that was amazing time, an amazing opportunity. And I remember that during he was showing us his albums, with all his interviews and everything about the Gracie family. Two big albums this size here, and he's moving the pages, and then we opened one of the pages, and the double page was about you. Things from your kid until I don't remember all the pictures with you and him, and all the magazines or newspapers that they had the interviews or whatever talking about you. And then you got surprised and say, Tio Hélio, Uncle Hélio, we used to call him Uncle Hélio or Hélio. So this is an honor for me to be here in your history album. And he turned to you with a big smile. He stood there, big smile on his face and laughed and said, "Hey, this is my history, but you guys are the pages. So you're the chapters."
Yeah.
That's what he want to say. I'm
the history. Yeah, I'm the history, and you are the chapters.
Yeah, that was beautiful, man. I remember that. And Paulinho, thank you very much for reminding us that. And Ian just said.
Let me say something here. Paulo Parente, he has a video, and that he recorded most of the things that we discussed there. So he has a video.
Who is that?
I don't.
Paulo
Parente.
Paulo Parente have the videos there.
Yes.
Have the pictures there. But if you have the video, please.
I made the pictures. The pictures.
You have?
I have the. No, I took the pictures. Yes, some of the pictures there. Yes, but he was recording.
Yeah, it's on you, the recording. Remember.
That's right.
I have Oziel Moreno, Adam Chin from Trinidad, and yeah, And Ian Behring saying that 5 o'clock. Okay, Pauline said he has a video. So Ian say that 5 o'clock Brazilian time you start in English the labs for study fights with Eduardo Barreto, Curtis Mosley, Léo Campelo, Tom Theophanopoulos, and Rob
Oh,
Henry.
oh, that's good. Yeah.
That's good, man. I like it.
Well, we have what time at 5 o'clock? Oh boy.
5 o'clock. We finish here. Have half an hour for it to go
Yeah,
back
that's
and watch it.
yeah. We'll have
I
to
was
watch it.
very interested to see that in English. Good move, Ian. That's really good for our English community. Everybody, our foreign families,
Yeah.
they're expecting from us some support. So we gotta really give them something back. This is the first one in English, but we're gonna do more. I really hope that Grandmaster João Alberto and Grandmaster Ara had a good English for to be doing that the same way you do it. But unfortunately, it's a little more difficult with the words there. But we're gonna make sure we have the translation done as soon as possible. All the videos we're gonna have on our YouTube page in Portuguese. We're gonna put subtitles in English as soon as we have this opportunity, and also in English subtitles in Portuguese for.
They are philosophers. It's hard to translate what they say.
Yeah, Anita de Klerk, also from Namibia. Blessings from Namibia here as well. So, and Angel was asking us to do one in Spanish. Angel, Ian and my father will do a perfect Spanish, but I have to confess, my Spanish is okay. Okay, I can understand everything, no problem to understand. But I remember I was with Verdun in Spain, and then he did something there. I said, "Hey, perfecto," and I said, "Master, perfecto." So imagine I give one perfecto here, and he don't see this interview here, gonna laugh a lot because he was bugging me on the all trip there. Perfecto, master, perfecto. Just still doing that to me when he meet me. Perfecto.
It's like me when I was in Italy one time, and I was in Venice, and I took a taxi, the boat taxi, and I was talking to the driver all the time, to the pilot, talking, and I thought that was fantastic because he didn't say anything. At the end, when I almost got to the place that I had to go, I asked him, "Do you understand?" I said, "No." He said, "What? But I'm speaking Italian." I said, "I'm sorry, but you are not speaking Italian. The accent looks like Italian." I was speaking Spanish with an
Italian
Italian accent. Oh
But
man, come on.
it's funny. I have some good ears for language as well. I remember I was traveling in Europe, and then I was watching a soccer game, and I was understanding everything the guy was saying. And I thought it was Spanish, and then I realized it was Italian. So it's funny because the Latin sounds easy for the ears if relax, or you can understand the words. And so I felt very comfortable that moment. I said, "Man, oh, I can learn that. I can understand what they say." So I don't know. I remember talking to Christian Deval. God have him there. And Christian Deval used to speak with me in French. I speak with him in English. So we sit on the same table. People look at us. I speak in English. The guy speaking in French. That was funny conversation, but we couldn't understand ourselves, so that was okay. And the best guy for speak French that I remember that helped me a lot when we went there was your friend Bruno Santos. Remember that work on Bola?
Yes, Bruno Santos. Yes.
Bruno Santos was a very good host there. They gave us, and it was funny because in Paris, the French talking to us, I could not understand. When Bruno started to talk, I would understand everything he was saying. He was speaking French and Portuguese accent, so it was so simple to understand him. That helped me for 1 week. After 1 week, remember the phone rings at the hotel room, and I got a phone. I started to speak in French, and I was with Ian's mother there. We're still just dating at that time, and she looked at me and said, "You speak French?" I think so. Rafael Peñaruba.
Oh, Rafael, ¿cómo está, hombre?
Spain. Nice.
Spain, Elche in Spain.
So
Yeah.
Ian saying here he's gonna do in Spanish tomorrow, 8 o'clock p.m. Brazilian time in Spanish. We're gonna be with you there, Ian, in Spanish tomorrow. Tell us.
But it's for Spain it's too late, huh? 8 o'clock is too late.
Not,
Yeah.
yeah, but not for the guys in United States
Spain.
and in Mexico, because Mexico, you even have some guys in Mexico as well.
Oh
We
yeah.
have, we have our guys there in Uruguay as well, so it's gonna be good for
Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico's okay.
Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
And then Angel already said that he can help if needs him. So you have
Good.
some good help there.
That's for sure.
Yeah, Jesse's saying here, Canada, Spain, USA, Trinidad, Puerto Rico, Brazil, France, Cyprus. Muito legal. So it's saying muito legal.
What's it?
Now, but Jesse tries really. He can understand really well and speaks reasonable Portuguese. There, he's improving. But we have something to ask. Okay,
That's up to you.
so we have 5 minutes now to finish our meeting here. I think that was a great time to talk to you about our family, about some emotions, and open our hearts for the people who love us worldwide, and sometimes don't have a chance to I know most of the guys that interact with us, they have a chance to know us a little deeper, because we are true. We are not. We are not fake. So we are what we are. Some people don't like it, and I don't. You like me and you, we don't care at all. So don't like me, I love you. I'm sorry. Remember, like I say, okay, I'm sorry. It is what it is. But for us, is a time for unify worldwide. The same spirit of positivity.
Your
That's
father
right.
wrote some words about not trying to be a superhero
At
at
this
this time
time.
of crisis.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Can you see that
can
in
you say
English for
something
us?
about that?
Yeah. Well, okay. This is important because I always thought that I was a Superman. Okay, I could do everything.
You were no, you were Captain America.
Captain America. That's right.
And
Yeah.
Urko.
And Yoda.
Yeah.
And Yoda.
Yoda no Urko.
No, Yoda. Now I'm
Just
Yoda.
the
Now
Star
he's
Wars.
Yoda. Urko is the general for the monkeys.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
yeah, the Planet of Apes. Because my
Yeah.
father used to play soccer with the
uh,
Speedo.
uh.
That was American Speedo. So they call him Captain America or Urko, because he don't you can see not see, but his hair very hairy. So imagine him with black hair, looked like he had a pullover and pants on, running with the Speedo with the Captain America. And 100 kilos of muscle. So that was, the weekends in Nogueira, playing soccer at Benicio or in the Club Campestre. I
Oh
mean,
yes. Oh boy. Oh boy.
that was a crazy time.
Yeah, that's good. At
We
that
have Sean
time,
Connery. We have Sean Connery here. We have repeat the name of this
Captain America.
and Yoda.
Yoda. No, now.
Let's keep Urko. Urko is dead.
Okay, so yeah, now I'm more Yoda because I'll be coming to a dojo with my cane to support a little bit my injuries, and when I put my gi and get into the mat, man, be careful because I'll be Yoda. So
Yeah.
I know most of the guys that knows me. I'm sure that Rob Handler is laughing about that because I told him yesterday. We talked yesterday. I was talking to him exactly about that. So it's uh, now being a Superman, boy, don't fight against things that you are not going to be able to fight. So
Ooh.
don't try to be a Superman. All the person doesn't matter how old are you, but stay at home. Be careful. The next corner can you may touch someone or touch something that will you're gonna be involved with bad things. So the better way to keep us alive, to keep us with healthy, is just to keep ourselves isolated. So that's the point. So
Yes.
and how to live with that. It's next week. I'm going to talk about it.
Good.
Yeah.
Trevor Clark Kai Park, Fluid Martial Arts from Arizona. All
Oh,
them
fluid.
sending their
Okay,
love
that's JT. JT, yes.
Vou pular essa, Leozinho. Não, chamou de bionicão, olha só. Sorry, guys, that was a little joke in Portuguese here for Leozinho. Leozinho, it's easy to say this joke from San Diego, man.
From Didier, that's right. That's right.
I can see face by face.
Yes. When I was in San Diego, I was there. Was in February. Oh yeah, I was there. He didn't say anything because he was there. I was there with him on the mat. So
last words.
Yes, sir. Oh, last words. Okay, so I'll tell everyone that I am why I feel good, why I feel healthy, because my mind, my heart, and my spirit are happy.
Yes.
So be happy. This is part of our compromise.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a goal, but it's our compromise with ourselves and all the people that we love. So it's okay. So now remember that nowadays we have so many information that you can see on the internet. So many persons trying to help you, trying to say something. Some are good, some not so good. But remember, I believe that everyone is trying to help. So this is fantastic. So we have a chance to see from everywhere in the world people loving each other.
Yes.
And this is something that was something that we are needing a lot.
Yeah.
So what I say to all of you is thank you very much. Merci beaucoup pour la personne de France. Muchas gracias por de Puerto Rico. And thank you very much. E obrigado aos brasileiros.
And Lane said here, he voted for yoga. Yoda. Yoda is the best.
Thank you.
So thank you, Lane. Dad, thank you very much. I love you. That was a great time together here. Next week, for sure, there's still some things going on for the weekend. We're going to have some chances to have a chance to talk to you guys. Please feel free to send us, questions. We're here for you. So don't forget here to make sure you like this live here. Master Flavio Behring, Adriana Conde.
Adriana.
You guys made my day today. It's beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Master.
And
you know that I'm a huge fan of yours. Huge. You know that.
So, José Renato, our guard angel. Raquete, you can close it. Thank you very much, man.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Beijo.